How's everybody doing tonight, man? What a game, man. Holy free holies, man. 24-14. Jesus Christ. Miami with the freaking upset. Holy free holies. A lot of, man, I thought what really did this game was the interception they got to make it 14-0. That was the really, because even, I don't know what would have happened if it would have been 21-14 at the end there. Does Julius Saint still throw the interception? Maybe you don't have as much pressure being down only 3 instead of 10. I thought it was a huge game changer, the interception, man. Because if you look at Ohio State's defense, they only really gave up 17 points. Like, a lot of people were saying that the defense got exposed. And look, I know they gave up a bunch of rushing yards, mainly to Fletcher. He ran for 90 yards, right? But they only cashed in on 17 points offensively, right? That last drive I know was pretty bad, but still, I don't know how much. Yeah, the defense gave up a bunch of points. Gave up a bunch of rushing yards. But it was only 17 points. If you take away the interception, like I said, it would have been 14-21, or 21-14, whatever. I think people were. I get it. Like I said, the Miami's smashed them with the running game. But at the same time, Ohio State only gave up 17 points defensively. Like I said, who knows? Maybe Julian Saint, if they did miss the field goal too, right? It could have been 14-3 at halftime instead of 14-0. Maybe, so that would have been, what would have been? It would have been, that would have made it 17-17. So you guys, I think a lot of people were saying, oh, the Ohio State defense got exposed. I'm like, well, if they make the field goal and they don't give up the interception for a touchdown, it's 17-17. Like, do you guys realize that? If they don't throw that in, if Julian Saint does not throw the pick six, and then the field goal before the halftime they make it, it's 17-17. Yes, the defense gave up a bunch of rushing yards, but they didn't get exposed necessarily. How the hell you get exposed for only giving up 17 points? They only gave up 17 points. I thought there was a lot of people today that had pendejo moments on social media. I'm like, these people might have to forget about sports. Like, how the fuck do you get exposed? Yes, a bunch of rushing yards, but only 17 points by this Ohio State defense. This was on the kicker and on Julian Saint for throwing the pick six. They had to do as much with this as the defense. The defense, as much as they got exposed for the rushing yards, they only gave them 17 points. But let's look at the stats, man. Carson back, 25 passes completed, 19 of them, 138 yards, 1 touchdown. Fletcher ran for 90 yards. Let's see here. Think CJ Danielson led with 5 catches, 49 yards. Kenyon Martin, 5 catches, 35 yards. Mikel Tony, 5 catches, 15 yards. But yeah, man. Fletcher, like I said, he had a big ass game, but this was more than Ohio State's defense. You got to blame Julian Saint for the pick six, and you got to blame the kicker for missing the field goal before halftime. Julian Saint, 35 passes completed, 23 of them, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Do you wonder, if they make the field goal, they go 14 through, they go, okay, and maybe even if it's 21, no, excuse me, if it's 17-14, does he throw that final pick? Right? What about if it's 4? There's a lot of what ifs too, right? I'm just saying you can't blame the Ohio State defense because they only gave up 17 points. Like, that to me is not getting exposed for giving up just 17 points. Julia, let's see here. Bone Jackson, 55 yards, rushing, 1 touchdown. Jeremiah Smith, 7 catches, 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Brandon Innes, 4 catches, 35 yards. CJ Danielson, 5 catches, 31 yards. All right. That's not to say, but Miami, you got to give them credit defensively, man. They shut them down in the first half, and then only 14 points in this. You got to give a huge credit to Miami's defense. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't believe how many people were saying, "Oh, the Ohio State defense got exposed." Yeah, they gave up a bunch of rushing yards, but they only gave up 17 points, guys. 17 points is not getting exposed. But anyways, what a fun game. Miami, congratulations for winning this game, 24-14. They advanced to the Final Four. Holy frijoles, what a fucking game. Jesus Christ, man. Let's talk about other stuff that happened in sports today. I think basketball, Wembanyama got hurt again. But they're saying it might not be too bad of an injury for Wembanyama. It's a little bit of a minor injury, not too bad. So hopefully Wembanyama's fine. Hopefully he is. NFL, Tavon Diggs got picked up by the Packers. So now and we had a feeling this was going to happen, right? That a playoff team was going to pick him up. And so the Packers pick him up. We'll see, man. The Packers kind of falling off. We'll see if somehow he helps the Packers. Next year, if he stays with the Packers, he will be reunited with former teammate Micah Parsons. So we'll see how that goes if he even makes it to next year. But Tavon Diggs is now on the Green Bay Packers. And another freaking Patriots player is in trouble. This time I believe it's for a girlfriend, domestic violence. Stephon Diggs yesterday for punching his chest. Today, I think it was something with a woman for the defensive lineman. Jesus Christ, man. The Patriots, man. Last thing you wanted to happen right before the playoffs. Some of your players in legal issues, man. Holy frijoles. We'll see, man. The Patriots, they had a really easy schedule. I don't know what's gonna happen to the Patriots, man. If they gotta play like the Bills or the Chargers, they could be in trouble, right? Right away. I don't know. But they had a pretty easy schedule, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how far the Patriots can go in the playoffs, man. I'm really wondering how far they can go. They don't really remember seeing too much wrestling stuff today. Chad Gable, I think they're saying he could be back as soon as next week. What else is going on? I don't know, wrestling. Let me see wrestling. What is there anything else with wrestling? SmackDown's going 3 hours. Starting this Friday. So starting this Friday, SmackDown is going 3 hours. I think they announced Gunther versus El Grande Americano. Which that one is interesting because obviously El Grande Americano was formerly Lubith Kaiser he was in a faction with Gunther. So a lot of people are wondering if maybe they're gonna unmask him. I don't know, man. He does a great job with the El Grande Americano, man. He speaks fluent Spanish, fantastic Spanish, man. I don't know why the fuck you would, because they're saying Chad Gable's coming back, so he's gonna win the gimmick back. I feel El Grande Americano, Lubith Kaiser's a much better version of El Grande Americano than Chad Gable because Lubith Kaiser speaks Spanish. That would be stupid to me to have Gunther unmask him and have him go back to Lubith Kaiser so you can have El Grande go back to Chad Gable. Man, I hope that's not the case, man. They gotta Chad Gable, man. I think he was good when he was the normal guy. I think they put him back in with Made in America, right? The faction they have. Those guys have not done much ever since Chad Gable got hurt. So that's what I would do, man. And just have him play his Chad Gable stuff and he'll be fine. The problem with Chad Gable, and look, it could be positive. Carmelo Hayes won the United States Championship. He's only 5'10", 5'11". So maybe Chad Gable can at least be a mid-card champion. We'll see, but he's so small, man. I don't know if he could ever be either a WWE or a world champion. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much all Trying to think of what else to talk about. I don't think there's much else to talk about. Tomorrow we have 3 more college playoff games. So should Indiana, Alabama, I think Ole Miss. I can't even remember what the games are. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Whatever. Anyways, tomorrow we have a bunch of games coming up for college football. 3 college playoff games. So it should be fun tomorrow. Hopefully we get some good games tomorrow. Oh, I think Texas Tech, Oregon's another one. That's another one. So yeah, man, should be fun tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys, I will be back tomorrow. All right, holla, guys. Holla, 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 holla.